For these next few videos that I'll be on doing the central focus, I'm going to be looking at each of the 12 apostles that Jesus chose to be with him in his ministry. And there's a lot you can learn about each apostle. Some we know a lot of, some we don't really know much about. But there are little lessons you can take away from each of these important characters, both in history and to our faith. So the first one I want to start with is Peter. Many of us are familiar at least with the name Peter, if not all the stories about Peter, because there's a lot to know about Peter. But one of the most important things to understand about Peter is that he was a go-getter. He was a leader. He was always ready to jump in on the action, whatever it was. He even would commit himself to things he actually couldn't follow through with. And so he would make promises that ultimately he wouldn't keep. However, he was somebody who was willing to get the job done if it needed to be done. Whatever Jesus needed, he was right there to get in on the action. And so as we think about a lesson to learn from the Apostle Peter, it's that as leaders in the church, as leaders in our families, as leaders in our communities, we have to be in on the action, ready to jump in and get our hands dirty. Leaders don't just sit in an office and tell other people what to do. They're ready to jump into the action, to do what has to be done, whether they like it or not. They may not be perfect. Peter wasn't perfect. No leader is going to be perfect, but they're willing to do whatever is needed for the greater good. And so let's keep our central focus today and every day on being people who aren't just going to tell others what to do, but are willing to be leaders who get down into the dirt and grime and get the job done for the church.